Before Europe dominated trade and conquest, there was an African empire so vast, so wealthy, and so powerful that it could have rivaled any kingdom in the world. Yet almost no one learns about it. This is the story of the Songhai Empire, a civilization that might have reshaped global history. When most people think of great empires, names like Rome, Persia, or Egypt come to mind. But during the 15th and 16th centuries, West Africa was home to one of the largest and most advanced empires on earth. Songhai controlled vast trade networks, maintained a powerful army, and fostered incredible centers of learning. Despite all this, its story is rarely mentioned, leaving it almost invisible in history books. Understanding Songhai is not just a history lesson. It is an opportunity to recognize the influence and sophistication of African civilizations long before European dominance. The empire began as a small kingdom along the Niger River. Its strategic location allowed control of trade routes linking West Africa's interior to the Sahara and beyond. Under the leadership of Sonny Ali, Songhai transformed into a military and political powerhouse. Sonny Ali was a visionary and a skilled strategist. He conquered neighboring states, fortified cities, and established a river fleet to patrol trade routes, ensuring both security and control over commerce. By the late 15th century, Songhai stretched over more than 1 million square kilometers, encompassing parts of modern-day Mali, Niger, and surrounding areas. This vast territory gave the empire access to gold, salt, ivory, and other valuable resources that fueled both its economy and military strength. The combination of strategic geography and strong leadership allowed Songhai to dominate West Africa in a way that few empires could match. The empire's wealth was staggering. Cities like Timbuktu and Gao were not just centers of commerce, but hubs of culture and learning. Merchants traveled from North Africa, Europe, and the Middle East to trade with Songhai, exchanging gold, salt, textiles, and other goods. Unlike many empires whose wealth was concentrated in a single city, Songhai distributed its economic power across multiple urban centers. This allowed it to sustain a strong military, support a growing population, and maintain infrastructure that connected the empire's far-flung regions. In addition to trade, Songhai minted its own coins and regulated markets to stabilize its economy. These measures ensured that the empire could withstand both internal and external pressures for decades. Its economic sophistication rivaled any contemporary European or Asian state. The military of Songhai was equally impressive. Sonny Ali established a professional army composed of infantry, cavalry, and a fleet for river operations. This allowed the empire to defend its vast territory and project power across strategic regions. Later, under Askia Muhammad, the army expanded further with specialized units for desert warfare, river patrols, and city defense. Combined with a highly organized government, Songhai could mobilize troops efficiently, maintain order, and protect its trade networks. Historians suggest that if Songhai had expanded north into North Africa, it might have rivaled European powers in Mediterranean trade, demonstrating its potential for global influence. Songhai's strength extended beyond wealth and military might. Its cities became centers of scholarship and culture. Timbuktu, Gao, and other urban centers hosted universities and libraries filled with manuscripts on astronomy, medicine, mathematics, law, and philosophy. Scholars traveled from Africa, the Middle East, and Europe to study there. Some manuscripts date back to the 13th century, showcasing a level of knowledge and intellectual sophistication comparable to contemporary European texts. This emphasis on learning reinforced the empire's administrative efficiency and cultural richness, making Songhai a true civilizational powerhouse. Trade was the lifeblood of the empire. Caravans transported gold, salt, textiles, and other commodities along the Niger River and across the Sahara. The river itself acted as a highway, linking inland cities to coastal trade networks. Songhai's wealth from trade allowed it to build infrastructure, maintain its military, and support a thriving population. By regulating markets and implementing taxation, the empire created an economic system that sustained growth and stability even during periods of conflict. All of these factors combined to make Songhai a remarkable empire. It had land, resources, military organization, wealth, and knowledge. If it had lasted longer or adapted to technological changes, Songhai could have competed with the greatest empires of Europe and Asia, potentially altering the course of world history. Its combination of strategic location, natural resources, military prowess, economic sophistication, and intellectual achievement made it a civilization that could have conquered the world. Yet, despite these strengths, Songhai eventually fell. Internal disputes over succession weakened the empire's leadership and created political instability. In 1591, Moroccan forces invaded with firearms and cannons. Songhai's army, though powerful, was unprepared for gunpowder technology. Cities were sacked, trade routes shifted, and the empire fragmented. Its decline was compounded by later colonial narratives that ignored or minimized Songhai's accomplishments, leaving it largely forgotten in history. Even after its fall, the legacy of Songhai persisted. Its administrative systems influenced later West African states, its trade networks continued to shape regional economies, and its scholarly achievements survived through manuscripts and oral traditions. Rediscovering Songhai today allows us to appreciate the sophistication and power of African civilizations and challenges the narrative that Africa was historically disconnected from global influence. Imagine if Songhai had survived another century. How might the balance of power between Africa, Europe, and Asia have shifted? Its continued existence could have shaped trade routes, cultural influence, and political alliances in ways that we can only speculate about. Understanding this empire reminds us that African history is full of powerful, innovative civilizations whose contributions to the world have often been overlooked. The Songhai Empire was vast, wealthy, and intellectually advanced. It controlled trade, maintained a professional military, fostered centers of knowledge, and influenced cultures far beyond its borders. History may have tried to forget it, but its legacy endures through scholarship, cultural memory, and the stories that are finally being told today. Remembering Songhai is a way to reclaim a piece of Africa's past, showing the world that African civilizations were capable of shaping global events long before the arrival of European empires. Remember the name Songhai, a testament to Africa's power, wealth, and brilliance.